Hi, I'm Mickey Dunne.
Hi, Mickey. What is it you do here at Badger Mountain and Powers?
I'm one of the owners and do the sales and marketing for the winery.
That sounds like a big job. What are some of the nuts and bolts of that?
Well, we have a distributor network throughout the United States and some partners in export markets like Canada, the Pacific Rim, Western and Northern Europe, and so end up managing relationships with them and travel a fair bit, try and spend time on the ground in each of those markets and figure out what's going to work best in introducing people to Badger Mountain and Powers.
Well, unlike many other wineries in Washington State, you have your own estate vineyard and it's managed organically. What's the story behind that?
Well, we originally planted the vineyard and farmed it conventionally as a supplier to one of the big wineries in the state. And as their production shifted to their own vineyards, we started making wine from our estate vineyard. And in the late 80s, Bill Powers had a chance to be in contact with some guys from California who were pursuing organic growing, and they thought that Washington State had the perfect climate to grow wine grapes organically, and so we began the conversion to organic in 1988 and got certified in 1990.
And do people in the wine trade or consumers respond to this now? Does it matter?
Well, I think organic matters, yeah, and I think it's a fairly broad cross section of people now who it matters to.
Mm.
I do think that there's evidence that it has long-term benefits. Certainly, it has in the vineyard as far as vineyard health and vine health, and sort of the surrounding ecosystem around the winery. Absolutely, it has benefits there, as well as the fact that you're not constantly applying things that do have detrimental health effects.
Mm. Your dedication to the environment here extends beyond running an organic vineyard. What are some of the other efforts you have in place?
Well, I mean, I think it's part of who we are and how we choose to run our business. We look at all that stuff. Certainly, from an economic standpoint, it's important to be profitable and to continue to do it. We believe that there are environmentally sound ways of being economically viable, and part of it is solar energy. We have a couple of large solar projects that provide at least a portion of the energy used at the winery and in the offices. We convert biodiesel. We actually have a route that we run for among local restaurants and pick up used cooking oil and convert it to biodiesel here at the winery.
All right.
Use that. We convert just about enough over the course of a year to power all of our equipment, both the vineyard equipment and any of the over-the-road equipment that we use. So biodiesel's become a fairly effective, both cost-effective and equipment-effective environmentally sound practice.
Because of your scale, it's entirely possible that someone's first sip of a Washington wine will be one of yours. How do you describe what makes this place special?
Well, I think Washington is special for a few reasons. I think it's a special group of people. This industry came about in less than 30 years, and it's people who came from all these diverse backgrounds that got excited about growing wine grapes in a climate that seems perfect for that. And indeed, I think we've come a long way, and we've found places where it is perfect for that.
Right. Is there a particular vineyard that you think is a great expression of Washington State?
I think there's a number of vineyards that express it. It's a huge area. It's a huge growing area, like 100 miles by 100 miles. So within that, there's all of these small microclimates that really produce something unique, and the soil types are different. So it's a huge expanse to grow grapes in, and we grow almost everything. White varietals, red varietals, French, Spanish, Italian. We grow a lot of different things in the state, and it's a luxury, I think, to have that kind of breadth in what you do.
Well, it's what distinguishes this place, as you'd say. Any particular favorites in your production?
Well, I think I'm a Cabernet Sauvignon guy at heart. Those are the wines that I learned to love early. So, yeah, along those lines, we make Cabernet from some pretty special places. We've got Shampoo Vineyard down in the Horse Heaven Hills that's, recognized as one of the top vineyards over many years in the state. A little place up in the Yakima Valley called Sheridan that we're just kind of tuning in. Some beautiful fruit out on the Wahluke Slope that we're really excited about, and we do some single vineyard wines from all those places. So yeah, a lot to choose from, but probably Cabernet Sauvignon is where I'd end up every time.
Okay.